I'm gonna show you guys how to make something at home. It's too early. So I'm gonna show you guys how to make mint syrup. This is mint syrup. This is a bottle of Fernet Branca, but I have mint syrup inside of it. I don't have enough time in a single video to show you guys everything, but the first thing you're gonna wanna do is make simple syrup. Simple syrup is basically just sugar water. If you're trying to fill a 750 milliliter bottle, that's gonna be about 25 ounces of liquid. So divide that in half, it's gonna be about 12 ounces of water that you're gonna wanna boil. I'd add a little bit more, like a couple of extra ounces, because some of it's gonna end up boiling away. Boil that in a saucepan on a stove. The reason you're going to do that is because it's a little bit more sanitary than just using like hot water from a kettle. Most people don't clean their kettles. So cooking it in a saucepan, making sure you get a good boil on it for like 30 seconds will also mean that the syrup will last longer. So you're going to boil that, and then you're going to add that same amount of volume in sugar. So if you did, let's say 12 ounces, and then you added a little bit more, you're going to add 12 ounces of sugar. You can do equal measures of weight, like equal grams water and grams sugar. If you don't already have a scale, then there's a whole lot of complicated math, and the difference in quality for most people is going to be negligible, and I'm assuming you guys are making this stuff at home. If you want to, you can blanch your mint before you do all this, which just means you submerge it in cold water, but if you don't have the time to do that, you can just take your mint just as it is. Some people will tell you to separate the leaves and all that. You end up wasting most of your stuff if you do that. I would say break it apart with your hands. The stems are going to have more like oils and things in there to flavor your syrup with. The leaves have thinner cell walls, so there's a better chance of you breaking those cell walls and filling your thing with chlorophyll. If your syrup turns out green, it's probably going to be a little bit bitter, which is fine. You just have to add a pinch of salt. Salt inhibits the body's ability to perceive bitter flavors. And so while your syrup is still hot, you're going to add that right on top. I'm going to use all of the syrup that I have. And then you're going to want that to just cool down to room temp. And then when that's done, your syrup should be ready to serve. So I have a little bit of mint syrup here, and I'm actually going to add this in here. There's no alcohol in this so far. So if you want to, you can use this in like a lemonade. I like to add it to chamomile tea at the end of the night so I don't have weird quarantine dreams. But if you are of age, mint syrup will take out a lot of the effort in making a mojito because you won't have to muddle the mint, and then you won't risk it turning bitter by over muddling and bruising those leaves. The other thing you can do is you can turn it into bitters. You saw I had about half a bottle of simple syrup and half a bottle of the mint syrup that I already had. There's more mint in here now. This alcohol is gonna help lift some of those oils off of the mint leaves. And this is just Everclear 151. It is flammable, and I'm gonna use probably about a quarter of the bottle, which isn't going to fill one of these up, but you should never need that many bitters to make anything in your life. Give that a good stir. If you're young, you can use all that stuff to make mint syrup without all the liquor and stuff in it. If you are of age, obviously, you can use all that same stuff to make like mojitos. If you are making bitters, you're gonna want to let this sit for a really long time. Some recipes will tell you 2 weeks. If you're that patient, then go for it. It'll be done before this quarantine is.